Hello everybody, let's have a look at XRP, focusing just on XRP, but before we do that, just a quick rundown of what's going on with Bitcoin, because whatever XRP wants to do, it will be dictated by if Bitcoin dumps or not. So there's a few things we've got to work out. First of all, just very briefly, I'll just run quickly through them. I just made a video on Bitcoin, so if you want to look at it in more depth, then you can. But essentially what's happening is that we're stuck beneath a resistance zone on Bitcoin, and there's blue box territories that need to break down. At the moment we're still looking okay, but breaking down beneath 18,500 would lead us all the way down to 17,150. And there's a few other things to bear in mind, which is the Dixie chart, which is the dollar index. If we do bounce from here, which is the last time we came down here, it did take 4 months for us to really did effectively bounce from there, but if we did bounce from here, it wouldn't surprise me at all. This is a monthly chart, a very long-term time frame, but the last time we were down here was December to January 2017 into 18, which coincidentally is the Bitcoin, the last time Bitcoin found its all-time high. So take that for what it's worth, but it is worth something when you look at a chart like this. We should find a bounce from here, even if it's not a reversal, which I very much doubt it is, because we've got higher high, lower high, and this very much looks like a consolidation period over a monthly time frame. So I'm saying that there's likely to be more downwards pressure, but an educated guess would say that we do find a bounce from here, whether it be this month or into next year. And the last few things is that CMEs are, and you're probably aware of this, it's a few days old now, CMEs futures are net short, which means that there's more people shorting on CME futures than there are going long, and Bitcoin is slowly trickling off on these main exchanges. This used to be in the 80s, going down into the 70s, now it's into the 60s. Now I think if we start to see below 65, we will start to see some further downwards pressure as more people take shorts, less people go long, and people start to take profit as they see their profits diminish a little bit. Anyway, that's the deal with Bitcoin. Just very brief and crude. I appreciate that. So what we're looking at here is XRP. XRP pretty much in the same kind of deal as Bitcoin, parabolic move. We were very lucky in this move because we got in pretty much towards the around about the 27 to 28 cent. Most of us on the channel and on the Telegram chat. I definitely suggest you subscribe to this channel and join the Telegram chat. Links are all below. So what we're doing now is we're stuck in this wedge formation. Now this could be an absolutely brilliant, lovely, super, I don't really have the right words for it, bull flag. I mean, it could easily be that. At the moment we're consolidating from the big move. This is what we expected, or what I expected, when this big move happens. So we're going to consolidate from it, and my expectation is that it would consolidate back down to it, because that's generally historically how these things play out with XRP. We saw this on the first big run up here, which again, this channel called it, so we got in on this one, and then we consolidated down all the way down to this white line here, the 200 exponential. So this is what I'm kind of expecting to see from here, but at the moment, this was such a giant move, over 100% move, so the consolidation, might not have even begun. This could be a giant bull flag, and if that is the case, then this would be taken out. We could be making our way all the way up into the 90-cent zone, which is what could happen if Bitcoin behaves itself. If Bitcoin manages to stay within those ranges that I mentioned, between this blue box and this blue box, it would be boring for Bitcoin, but it would be great for altcoins, and it would definitely be good for XRP. Now there's a few things with XRP fundamentally what are going on at the moment with the Spark airdrop, so a lot of people holding on to this coin probably longer than they should have done, because they're waiting for that airdrop, and fair play to you if that's what you're doing. I know that, because you've seen on this channel, I'm not like a moon boy, an XRP moon boy, but I know, because I've studied this chart long enough to understand that there's a market cycle taking place here. So even if people bought in at this level, this time next year, you would be very happy with what you'd bought, even at this level. But realistically, in the short term, in my opinion, is I do think this is more likely to break down, and those people holding on for their airdrop, even though you will be rewarded in the future, you might be basically being dumped into shortly. So the way that these patterns work, so if you have a wedge formation like this, if we break out of it sooner rather than later, it's bullish. If we break out of it up here, then it would have continued up. If we broke down from it here, it would have continued down. The longer we stay in a zone like this, the weaker the actual move will be. So if we did come out of here, this is only going to be a few days before this zone is irrelevant. And with Bitcoin, we already broke down. I actually got rid of the triangle formation because it wasn't relevant anymore. But if we did break out of this to the up, what we would expect to see maybe a kind of a fake out, to be honest, and then a dump down. Same deal as if we broke down beneath it. I would expect to see a fake out down, a fake breakdown basically, and then a buyback straight back up, which would probably then continue. So in my opinion, I think this is going to meander a little further. You can see that we're getting supports. Even today we got support on that support zone at the bottom of there. Absolute perfect there. As far as moving averages is concerned, it's really good, and it's good to continue. But it is looking a little bit weaker, and the longer we spend within this, the weaker the overall move will be. So it's not going to be, I'd be surprised if we did take out our all-time high, even if we broke down and broke back up. But there is a possibility that we get into the 90-cent zone. But in my opinion, the way that the market's looking at the moment, with the net shorts, with the with Bitcoin and the Dixie, I think that the move is more likely to be down, but it is difficult to say. Now we do have our negative crossback here, for what it's worth, a massive bullish territory, I should say, and there's nothing significant going on with any of these other indicators. We'll go down to a lower time frame, like a 4-hourly, to see how that looks. So at the moment, the moving averages are all kind of converging into one area as well, which shows that it's becoming more and more indecisive. This doesn't give you any kind of edge when you see a massive mesh like this. This looks like the insides of an old PC, from the 90s. This is what they used to look like, just a big mess basically. And for me personally, this doesn't give me any kind of edge. So the only thing we've got going for us really to dictate, the biggest move is going to be Bitcoin's health. And if Bitcoin can stagnate at around between 17,100 to, I suppose, we'll call it 19,500, nothing too bullish, then yeah, altcoins will get a big pump, and this will be allowed to pump as well. When we look at this on other indicators, again, the MACD has just been, again, no edge taking place here, no edge taking place here, no edge taking place here. So it's really a matter of charting this formation as it is over the next few days. And I would expect the first thing it does is either break out or break down, and then we'll basically trade the inverse, or I will trade the inverse of that. If we do have a breakdown, I will be looking to buy it back up. If we do take a step up out of here, I'll be looking to sail it back down again. So I know that sounds like a really strange counter strategy, but that's how I'll be looking to play it, considering that this formation has taken too long to break out of. The longer it takes, the crapper it will be as far as an overall move, and I would expect to see the inverse take place. So a breakout would then be sold into, a breakdown would then be bought back up. That's how I'll be looking to play it. I know it sounds silly, but that's the way it is. And overall, as far as the structure is concerned, it's still okay. We're holding above at least the 10 exponential ever so slightly, and the centre of the Bollinger Band, and the green 50, and the 200 exponential. This is kind of still on the daily chart a rainbow pattern spread. But again, when we worked out that this was going to move in the long run, and we got in essentially at this bottom, that was based on a weekly chart, and that's the best way to trade XRP on the long-term time frames, not these short ones. I mean, it's become extremely volatile at the moment, so it's difficult to get decent entry points and exit points when it's like this. The best thing to do is to wait for it to settle down and get boring again, and then enter into a trade for a longer period of time. At the moment, it's very difficult to say exactly which way it's going to go, but that would be my plan if I have the time to play that trade. That's how I'll be doing it. Anyway, I'm going to leave it with you there, but before I go, I would say I've got many links below, and one of the links I would suggest you have a look at would be for the bot trading. I've been doing bot trading now for a couple of months. The only bot I've left going at the moment is the Easy to Ethereum. I started with 2 Ethereum. I've almost got 2.84 Ethereum over 18 days now. It's basically been trading this chart for me, 24/7, which is something that no human could possibly do, and it's accumulated 41% extra Ethereum for me in that period. So like I say, it was a cheap bot to set up. 2 Ethereum went in, and it looks like by the end of December I might even be close to doubling that original investment. So, and then it'll just keep going and going and going and going and going. Now, don't tell me that you can trade 24/7. You can't. And can you execute as many trades as this? No, you can't. So it would be worth you setting this up, in my opinion, especially as people in the UK. I'm sure you're aware, but if you're not, futures trading is not going to be available to us soon. The UK think that it's too irresponsible, and to be honest, I kind of agree. There's a lot of people I've spoken to through my Telegram chat who contact me directly, who basically don't know what they're doing and they're losing money left, right and centre. So personally, I don't actually have a problem with them getting rid of futures trading, but what it is a shame, because it means people like me will lose out on making those especially the shorts. I mean, there's only a few options left for us now in a downtrend, but one of those options is going to be through bot trading, and there are a few other options. You need to join my Telegram. I've got all kinds of strategies and theories about how we can play downtrends during a period of consolidation or even a bear market without having to go short. But basically, I would definitely suggest take me up on the offer. There's a 14-day trial period for the bots, and like I say, with this kind of profit, with this kind of investment, you'd be silly not to at least try it. Anyway, I'm going to leave it with you there, but thank you for watching, and take it easy.